Hi everyone, you're watching FX. In this video I'll make technical analysis for a new week, and I will share with you my ideas of a trading plan, okay? And of course I will try to make videos every day if I will not be too tired and exhausted, with my possible entry points. Last week I did again, well this week, I was sending I was making videos with my entry points, and they all worked out very well again. Only had one losing trade this time, and which was covered. You saw it was gold. I made a video to show you how I use recovery system, which is built in my EA, and all the trades I'm placing with the EA. I'm placing buy stop and sell stop. They're pending orders, and the rest of it the EA does itself. It runs the trades for me. So I will share with you a little bit of the results of trades. I know some of you interested. So this is the week. I had, and you see guys, there's pretty much no losses except that one loss with gold I had, and all other trades all come out with positive. There is not even one losing after that. And you see right now I don't have anything floating. So that's one of my accounts, guys. So that's quite a big account. I still don't place a big lots. I increased it a little bit, and now it's about, you see, 0.2. And it's different situation. You see, sometimes I place bigger lots, sometimes smaller lots, and of course using money management. So that's why it's varies. And also with the stops. Some pairs I trade without stops. Gold, for example, I trade only with stops at this moment because there is uncertainty out there where it's going to move. And yes, if you are interested, of course, to learn, you can join my Telegram channel, for example. It's free, FX, and of course follow my videos, and I'll try to make daily videos, like I'm saying. So now what's going to be this week? I will be concentrating on the major events expecting FOMC, which will be on Wednesday for dollar, and it quite possibly could be a big event. Who knows these days? Actually markets are not reacting much on economical news. And also for pound will be news too. I think they will be on Thursday. So that's the main ones, and of course between them there will be some other news. Need to, of course, to keep an eye on them, because these days even the small news can make some movements. And also there will be, I think on Friday or something, news with the yen, if you're following the yen too. Okay, and actually also lately, guys, I never actually paid attention on 10-year bonds. It looks like it's also moving the markets these days, and every time it goes up, all the pairs against dollar going down. And so I'm keeping an eye on it too. And last week, for example, there was a little gap out there, which finally was closed this week on Friday, the movement. And that's what I was actually pretty much expecting when I was looking at it, and as a possibility. And it did work out by the look of it quite well. With, for example, my decision, one of the trades I made with gold, which was on Friday. What else to pay attention on? Well, that's pretty much it. Let's start with and see a main picture. I'm going to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, a possibility of the movements, okay? And of course, every day I will be looking at the same levels I'm going to point out at this moment, and I will be waiting for consolidations and for possible entry points. At this moment, for example, starting with euro dollar, there is no entry points. Okay, I'm not placing the orders, because you know that usually I need to see how the market opens and if we will have any gaps, because you never know, there could be, and to see where it's actually market moves, like during Asian session, for example. And sometimes I don't trade on Mondays too. I watch the market, and then I make decisions what to do on Tuesday. So I'll try to make video on Monday again for Tuesday, okay? But my first idea would be that because the news for dollar will be on Wednesday, quite possible there could be a positive news for dollar, but because there is nothing much really the first 2 days, I would expect that possibly the pairs will try to continue the way up against dollar, because everybody predicting at this moment that dollar might get stronger, and we can see that 10-year yields actually do grow. And quite possibly America will get faster also from the COVID situation, and so that's predicting the economy will grow there faster compared to, for example, Eurozone, because in Europe there are some countries are still like really strict quarantine except UK, right? So UK is a little bit on a winning position, I think against actually both European zone and America, because they're also planning in summer completely come out from lockdown, and I think that's going to rock pound even more. So you see on Friday the movement was down because actually also the yields were going up, and then it's come down by the end of the day, and you see the markets took the advantage of it and started to go back up again. So that kind of gives me idea. So possibly if the yields will not move anywhere, then quite possibly that's before the FOMC, the euro will continue the way up. So that would be my expectation, guys. And it's also technically it's the same picture. It is in the uptrend correction, but it is in a downtrend channel. So you see, I still use my little channel and also a bigger one because I'm expecting quite possible it will move up, and we had some entry points there before. For example, if it will go up to one, I would presume now it's going to break 120 and go 1 to 2040. Here we had, right, entry points previously. So quite easily it might stay here before the FOMC will give a bit more clues where to go. Either continue the way up and we still will be in a downtrend channel, and from there will be turning point as a technical view, or maybe it will have enough from here. On the same time, I'm thinking it might reach that and not consolidate in the same area as it was before, but maybe it will sit underneath and concentrate around this area, okay, for the next clue. So that's kind of my point of view of this moment, that yes, the euro possibly can continue the way up. So that's why, for example, this moment I would have only seen placing the order buy from this level, okay, again, the pending order. It's breakout and then it's continue to the next 120, and then from here maybe we'll have a little bit of correction and continue again. At the same time, of course, I will not exclude that it might go down. I'm not going to place any orders at this moment because there is no, unless if it will have a bit of consolidation, but I think on Monday it will actually have a move. If it will consolidate here, then possibly, yes, creating, maybe it will have a week or something, you know, we'll try to break and not break it, then of course it will be more looking as it might go down, okay? But at this moment, I would be still looking at possible going up. And so if, for example, if they open the market Monday, it will actually go down to this level, back again to 119, and then I will be waiting for consolidation here because it's also a good area, and I will be looking at placing orders again, possible go back up, or actually eventually to continue the way down, okay? And then we will see which level is going to stop. We will go further, and then I will be looking for the next possible entry point. So that's my view on euro dollar. Pound dollar, you see, guys, on Friday also dropped, did not have any strength to break through 140. It's pretty much filled in actually the previous candle, okay, the wick of it, but still it's been here again a few times. So once it's broke and then it's tried 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I think that this time it might again to go and finally break 140 and actually finally go up to this area, and then for FOMC news movement and also the pound news, from that it will continue either way, right? Either continue way up or go down. So that would be my first scenario possibility. At the same time, I do not exclude, the only is also I'm thinking this way is because again, you see we're in a downtrend channel, and at the same time, you see, guys, this other level, maybe it already has two tops, and of course, for example, that could be something like this. You see, using like that one and that one. So yeah, of course, maybe it had enough, and then that's why, yes, it might break down 139 and actually continue, resume the downtrend, right? So maybe it is the top, even though I think it needs a bit bigger top, but you never know, maybe it had enough. So at the same time, it might even go, you see, well, that's what the possibility of more going to give us a bit bigger top, proper top, to go into a proper downtrend, okay? So that's why I see it all depends what the fundamentals will be, what's the news, it's how it's reacting. So it's important is where, not where it goes, but where it gives us the possible entry points and goes enough to get into the trades. You see, I don't trade long term, I usually trade during the day, and I'm trying to close my positions. Sometimes I leave them on the next day, just expecting possible it will continue, but of course I'm expecting then afterwards a reverse or correction, and that's why I usually come out from the trades. And I'm just trying to get to the new ones, okay, instead of holding it longer. So that's how I prefer to do it that way. So that's why, guys, okay, my original idea would be, yes, it will still try to break through because pound is still a bit stronger and positive with the COVID situation at this moment. I don't have actually entry points at this moment because it's a little bit too much of the levels it has. Maybe, like I'm saying, if it will go higher, for example, to 140, then I probably sit here a little bit before that. I probably will be placing my pending orders buy and expect it to continue higher, a nice move. So from here, maybe with the opening market, if it will just sit around, I don't know, maybe here, maybe it will go slightly underneath 139 or about this area, then maybe I will be placing my orders because, yes, I'm expecting to break 139.50 and break 140 and go even higher. So we will see. But at this moment, I don't like this position because you never know. You see, anything can happen and then it might have a drop. So that's why I don't want to jump into the trade, but just to see a little bit more if it will try to stay above, a little bit higher. Okay, and of course if it will go at 139, a little bit lower it and start to just sit underneath or maybe around it, and I will see it possible would be also to place the sell orders then, and it might go down to the see next again 138.50. These are all important levels because it have been sitting around all those levels. It's 138.50, 139, and next of course would be 138. Okay, so then level by level I will use them for the next possible entry point. So it's the other scenario of the possibility of it can of course go down and not go anywhere until it wants to wait for those news for American dollar and then for pound. Okay, so that's why at this moment I'm just waiting. There is no entry, and then we will see for Tuesday where to possibly place the orders. Like I'm saying, maybe I'll just wait until Wednesday and then more concentrate on that. But still at this moment I still consider the pound a possible continued way up. Dollar Canadian went to that level. You see, guys, it's actually I was expecting possible consolidation and then continue the way down. Okay, it had a little bit of correction and then it's broke, finally went down. I also had the news for Canadian. I didn't go this week for dollar Canadian because it's also reacting on the oil, and then oil was going like up and down, a bit strange movements, so that's why I decided to stay away. And I will be probably also not going for it. I'm expecting quite possibly, if there will be that situation when the dollar is a bit weak before the news, it might continue the way down and to the next possible entry point. So a level where I'll be looking for the entry point. So maybe you'll concentrate here before the news, and then I will have a look also where the oil is, and then I will be looking at possible entry points. Here also, you see, it might have a bit of correction again like it was from the previous one, like a little pullback underneath this level. It could be also possibly, if it will just consolidate here once again, to use that area for placing the orders. Okay, and once again it can be both directions. So, but like I'm saying, I might wait a little bit because of the oil prices and moving, and that's why it might be something like similar. But you see, guys, just as I was telling you, it's been sitting here for a while, and I was telling you in one of my videos that it looks like it could be a time for it to finally break out from here. So either way, and you see it's finally broke down. So yeah, that's why now let's wait just for a little bit another better position, because here it's given a very, very small tiny channel, and I'm sure if it will go down there, it will give a bit better position, or maybe it will come back here and give a little bit better one. So wait a bit. Dollar yen also, as I was saying, I didn't want to go for any trades, but you see how it was moving like up and down, up and down. The dollar was getting a little bit weak, but the yen was also not very strong, so that's why it had a little bit of the weird movements with a little bit of correction, but not much. And finally, I told you, it does look like this is a good area to place buy and sell pending orders. I didn't want to do it because I didn't expect big movements on Friday. It was a nice trade, would have been nice for me, placing the buy order, just like I was saying, and painting sell order from here. See, it would have been triggered the buy order, so it would have been really good. And just as I expected, I was telling you that I was more towards it's going up. Right now, I think, once again, if there will be yen news, maybe not very often they move in the market, but who knows, maybe they will tell something nice for yen, and then it would be finally time for it to go into a good correction. I think before the American news, it's quite possible it might go a little bit down again, just like it was doing here, or just sit under the level. But if I look on a bigger time frame, so my first a possible move expectation would be just in here. I'm going to remove this. You see, now we don't need it. It worked out. So, and I would expect maybe it will give us like a wedge or a triangle. So, and then I will be able to move this level. Of course, you see it's not touched last time. It's a little bit lower, so maybe I need to move it a little bit and to see if it gets a bit narrow, because obviously if it will try to break it out, it will break out. Okay, next time it will break out, but let's just wait and see. Maybe that movement, it will still go and sit underneath it, who knows. But I would expect more it sits in this area, and then with the FOMC it will either continue the way up if the good news, or turn around if they're bad news. Okay, and well, how strong the news will be and how strong the market will react on it, so then we will see. But at this moment I will just wait for it, and nothing else to do, to be honest. And so if it will go down, for example, to this level, and maybe, well, if it will just sit around it, of course we will see in the, then to how far it will be, for example, again to this level, and it's a good distance to the next one, so we will see. But at this moment it's just a waiting time really with dollar yen. Australian dollar is also no entry point at this moment. It's in the middle. It's also went down on Friday, then had a little bit of move up, and still also possibly expecting it to go up here and sit in this area before the news happening. And technically looking, it would be a good picture if it will sit here and then turn around, so it would be like a bit of a downtrend channel, right? At the same time, of course, I will not exclude that it can go down, and so for example break this level again, go down to this one, then of course on the smaller time frames it's actually not that bad areas for the pair. If it will consolidate around this level, you see it's enough again to go back to this or go down, and the same if it will go to this level, it also would be enough to go up, and probably will be a little bit further away from that level, and it would be also good possible entry points. You see guys, all these levels are good for me, but not in the middle here. So that's why I would rather wait for it to either go here or there, and then looking for the possible entry points. It's quite easy with Australian dollar. Pound yen at this moment is also not giving anything, but it's, you see, that was an entry point which I pointed out to you guys. But look how you could have changed your orders. Remember I was telling you that before Friday I expected it to move together with this level, right? So I told you I would place the buy orders here and I would place the sell orders here. So that's why the EA is very useful, because you can use it to place this trend levels orders. You see, you can't do it otherwise. So you see, that's the sell pending order, sell stop, and buy stop is the green one. And so I said to you, if it will, yeah, that little movement was there on Thursday, if it will move in this area, that's how I'll place my orders, okay? So we will have enough space to get to the next level and possibly being stopped by that. But look, it happened during the Asian session. That's why you see I didn't want to place during the Asian session, because it was pretty much nothing. And but it started to sit above the level. So that's how you guys correct it, okay? So you move your level higher, see where it was. So okay, it had a little bit of a jump here, and then you move that level, and then you are set. That's it. You had this a little bit looking like a double top, and it's slightly above our quite important level. So here's your sell now, and this is your buy pending order. Except this one you don't even need to draw it like this. I would have more like draw it like that, because it's obvious we had a bit of leaving that one and this one like this a little bit. You see, because we had like definitely one top, then little top, a little breakout, and here's our area. So it was pretty much that possibly we actually will be breaking. So it would have been more towards breaking, right? So it would be more just a sell order without even like placing the buy order, because of the two tops. But that was the possible how to place it, you see. And you had a really nice move, about C50 pips. We entering about 20 plus a little bit of spread, and then about another 20 pips or something could have been a profit, plus minus or 10 pips, but still another profitable trade. So you see, like what I'm trying to say is, compared to like placing something like that when this would have been, if it would have consolidated something like that, then I wouldn't place the orders, because you see then you have a very narrow one, a very little move, and it could have been just a little breakout, and they could end up with either no profit or floating, who knows, right? So that's why I'm giving you the ideas of how I look at possible entry points, guys. So that's how I look at it. Okay, so I'm removing them now, and again with this one I'm waiting because it's right now in the middle, a little bit too close to this one. Well, not nice position to this one, a little bit further away, but still not nice. So that's why waiting again, go back either to this level or go back down, and we will see where it's going to stop next. Okay, so I mean at this moment I would think, yeah, it might continue the way up, but at the same time it might go in, like, you know, on the sides before the news for pound. That's why just a bit of waiting time. Gold had you see there, and remember I was telling you, so I had this a little bit of the channel and looking more like it was looking like consolidation. And because it has so many wicks, which I've been telling you about, guys, because I know a lot of people using wicks, and but you see I'm telling you, don't always rely on it. I would say 80 to 20%, 80% would be a good, 20% would be not go in the direction we would expect. You see, like for example here, and also happened in here, and that's why I said I prefer to still wait for breakouts, right, not to jump into the trade. And also here, you see, this time it was actually not bad. And for example here I had a buy order, buy trade on Friday, because it was again important level, created a bit of consolidation with lots of wicks, and I placed again the order with the distance, okay, on the breakout. So, and what is it now? I'm looking at this moment, guys, technically looking, gold is going up, okay, so it's created quite kind of double bottom, not very fantastic one. At the same time, now we have this bottom, and I can move, right, the levels, use the top and these two bottoms. So now it looks like an uptrend channel. So it had a nice jump up, then I had a nice corrective movement, and now it's turned around and does look like it should continue and possibly even break this strong level and go even further. But it's a very strong level, okay? And so because it is strong level, my expectation would be next. So you see, guys, on one hand, it quite possibly can continue and try to break it, and who knows, consolidate something around here until the next news, right? Until the next news happening. But I don't really like this positioning because of still this strong level. That's why I prefer to use the way I created that one. This was actually a nice breakout right at the cross of these two. And so I want to leave it like this just to see if next possible entry point could be here. You see, if it will jump in and will not break that level and might consolidate here. So that's why I wanted to leave like that. So if it will consolidate here, that will be my next possible entry point. Okay, so buy orders up there, sell orders down here. And of course, if it will sit and consolidate here, so that would be a possible entry point, right, as a sell and a buy. But then I'll move my levels back again, and you see, if it will be sitting around here, right, with the previous, it might show me if it will break this level, where it's going to stop. You see, it could be stopped by this level. Okay, so that's how I walk out with these trend levels. So that's why, for example, you see, when you're here, you might think, oh yeah, okay, the next target would be 1763. Yes, it could be, but at the same time, no, it could be somewhere 1750. So if we will draw that, yeah, so you see it's about 1750. So that's why I'm going at this moment to leave these levels as it is, unless of course it's going to straight away breakthrough. Okay, so that's how I do it, guys. So that's how I look for those entry points. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. And with gold, like I'm saying, this was the entry point. Right now there is nothing. Let's see. I mean, of course it might go back and start to sit here again, and then I will probably consider I'll probably move my levels, and then we will see where it is and how it's consolidated, like you see previously. And then maybe of course it could be possible sell orders. We will see how it will look. and buy orders at the same time from that area. Who knows, it might even go further down once again. But at this moment, I'm still looking at it as a possible continue the way up. So that's no, okay, euro pound. Euro pound, I'm not trading at this moment, and you see it's consolidated, tried to break out a bit, stopped by this level. I have to say I'm not going to go for any trades unless it will either consolidate in this area before the news for pound, and I think with the stronger pound, of course, it can try to break this level. It's a very big strong level, or it might go back up if the news are going to be not very favorable for pound. On the other hand, I would expect a possibly expectation that the news are going to be good for pound, and so the pair will try to go up a little bit more and then consolidate here. That's why I don't move. That possibly could be another entry point. And then, of course, if there will be good news for pound, euro will start to fall again and then go back around the same area. So I don't exclude that possible euro pound might get into a big flat channel move around this area before before all the coronavirus will be cleared out, and then it will start to be a bit more clarity which economy gets pick up stronger, eurozone or pound, because at this moment pound is still in a better position than the euro. Okay, so that's why I just think if they don't want to break lower, they will push the pair a bit higher in expectation of the good news. On the other hand, because there's always some leaks, right? Some people probably know where it's going to go, what the kind of news are going to be, and pretty much they can push it the other way around here. And if there is bad news for pound, then euro might have a move up. But I don't think they want to push either too low or too high because of this a bit of the news all around this COVID situation. Okay, and quickly we can have a look at oil. Also don't trade it, but it's affects dollar Canadian. And what do we have? You see, it's actually jumped, had a gap, and then closed it down. I was expecting more just sitting in consolidation. Remember I said in the previous week review that expecting consolidation around this level and look for possible entry points. It's pretty much did. It's broke, went down, broke, come back. So it's again at that price. And like I'm saying, I still think oil is on hype with the news of the opening of the borders, and might still continue the way up until it's a bit come down. And that's why, for example, selling is, I think it's like need to be really careful with selling and go only for small trades, just like I do, you know. So how I would look for possible entry point? Of course, here you can see it started to consolidate, right? And it might break down, continue the way down, and at the same time, of course, it might continue the way up. So how I look for entry points here, easy. You see, guys, connect the levels. I wouldn't, to be honest, consider that as much of the top, but it could be a good area. So you see, now I have on a smaller time frame kind of a possible entry point, right? Like for how I would look at it. So if it will sit a little bit more, then you see that level could be as a buy, and then well, pending order, like slightly higher, of course, and then it can go up again. Who knows, maybe it will treat that level, right, and stop here and have consolidation, or maybe a bit of correction and continue way up, or turn around. And at the same time, you see it might break this level and go down. And again, you see it might not touch completely the bottom. I might just be stopped by this level. You can see it might be a little bit high, a little bit low, because this is not a good top, I have to say, and that's why that one might go a little bit higher or lower, but something like at this moment it's more looking like this. Okay, so for example, breaking down, if you're only looking just to buy, then of course I would look, okay, we are sitting here, for example, we can break, I mean, it can stop in the middle. You see, it's also good positioning between two. It might stop in the middle, consolidate again, and then placing the orders, for example, only buying and thinking, okay, maybe it will actually try to break through. But of course, if technically looking, it would be more looking like it might go down a bit, correction a bit, and continue the way down, you see. And of course, if it will go further down, and from here, I would be like, let's say, more towards buying again. Okay, so you see, that's how you can have a look at it. At the same time, you see if it will start to go up, well, you can see it could create this like the next stop right? So you see you have like something like that. Okay, it can go and then break, and then where? See, it's like pretty much next top. Okay, so I might create, I'm going to remove this for now because at this moment you saw how I would rather to place it, and you see, well, then next maybe it will give maybe just a little, not go straight away like that, go and give a bit of a double top, and then have a bit better and deeper correction. You see, at this moment it does look like it's going inside this little channel. Okay, so I would use that because it didn't break. I mean, it tried, but it's already tried. You see, tried to break it, and that's why it might try second time, not successfully go down, and then continue, something like that. You see, it's quite easily can be, unless of course there is something else that is the news. Like I'm saying, I'm not following the news there, and it might just, you see, try to break it again and go even high, because like I'm saying, this moment looks like it's a very on high, on with all of this positivity of the opening of the borders and trying to go back to normal. Who knows, maybe there will be more waves again. Like I'm saying, in Europe there are some other countries are still having a strict rules and quarantines, and we'll just hope for the best, of course. Well, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Of course, you can subscribe free on my Telegram channel when I'm trying to send my updates and the news. And of course, this channel, YouTube channel, where I'm trying to make my daily reviews, and we're actually showing exactly my entry points, where I'm actually exactly placing my orders. Okay, so happy trading, everyone, and I see you hopefully on Monday with my new video. Bye.